Hello and welcome to the final 5 Wii U games I'd like to see at E3, or in the near future of Nintendo I should say. It's the final 5 as this video is part of a top 10 countdown, so if you've ended up here first, please pop back to the first video to get a full lowdown on what this list entails. As I stressed in my first video, it's not realistic to think that this many games will be announced at E3, so instead I urge you to pick maybe 3 or 4 titles you'd like to see, and perhaps that's a little bit more realistic. With that said, I'd love to see any of these ideas on the list. So without further ado, join me on the hype train as we talk E3. Number 5. In 5th place is the recently speculated Animal Crossing. Now at first I didn't care much for a Wii U outing for the series, mainly because the Wii one felt so lonely. I rarely played it. You see, for me anyway, the joy of Animal Crossing really comes from playing it with your friends. And I don't mean online, I mean local multiplayer. Nothing beats that feeling. Which is something that has only been possible with the 3DS version, and the DS version. So yes, originally I wasn't all for a Wii U game, but then 2 things changed my mind. Firstly, Mario Kart 8's Animal Crossing course is fantastic. What if Animal Crossing took a more third-person view, and made the game full-blown 3D? Just imagine how much more immersive that would be. I rarely say graphics make a game, but in this case it would just look so beautiful it'd be very hard not to compliment the game without remarking on its look. Secondly, whilst playing Hyrule Warriors I realised something really obvious. 2 people can play cooperatively using the gamepad. This greatly enhanced replayability for me, as me and my girlfriend play through the entire game together. And you know what, we could do just that with Animal Crossing too. That alone has got me excited beyond belief. To be able to live and work together in the same town would be absolutely amazing. It would almost replicate that multiplayer feel. Not only that, but remember the Wii U supposedly can support 2 gamepads at a time. So what better way to introduce that mechanic? Here's a thought. What if a friend has his villager amiibo, stores his town villager's data in the amiibo, and then brought that and his gamepad round to yours to play? Or he just brings his amiibo around and uses your gamepad to play in your town. You could effectively use your amiibos to transfer your villager from town to town. Add some seriously good online functions, more mini games on a bigger island, and you've got the ultimate Animal Crossing experience. Number 4. In 4th place is something that I think has already been confirmed not to be at E3. But hey, you know Nintendo, and with Zelda being delayed, they do need to pull out some big guns. It's Mario's 30th birthday this year, and whilst yes, Mario Maker is going to be amazing, a Mario 3D World 2 or a Super Mario Galaxy 3 would be even better. I never thought I'd be torn between these 2 ideas, as originally I was opposed to the setup of 3D World, but over time it's become one of my favourite games of all time. Galaxy 3 has the potential to be a grand single player experience, whilst 3D World worked really well in capturing that 4-player chaos. So it's really a matter of deciding which route to go down, unless of course they can somehow combine the 2, but honestly I'm not entirely sure how that would work out. So let's break it down a second. The Mario Galaxy series is hugely popular and a sequel has been requested for some time now. The Wii's HD capabilities lend itself well to the series, whereas 3D World capitalised on multiplayer experience and introducing more mechanics than you could count at once. Out of the 2, I think Galaxy 3 will do the Wii U more justice. Whilst I'd be content with either, Galaxy 3 has the demand behind it already. If there's already people out there that want it, it wouldn't be that difficult to sell it. Number 3. Damn, I love Amiibo, but what I don't love is the fact that they don't seem to have a home yet. Yes, Smash is predominantly where they're used, but they don't really feel like they have a hub, like Disney or Skylanders, and that's what they need. Don't get me wrong, the Amiibo support is growing day by day, and it's great to see that a single Amiibo can get you stuff in so many games, but we need somewhere we can pull them all together. You know, Nintendo Land was a fantastic game at introducing the Wii U and its ambitious gamepad, and I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel, perhaps something like Nintendo World. This time showing off more of what the gamepad can do, along with the amiibos. Here's some thoughts. Similar to Nintendo Land, you have an overworld, which is surrounded by tons of games, including sequels to Nintendo Land and a whole host of new ones. However, I'd like to see it more of a theme park where you walk around and interact with other Miis, mini stalls, arcades, but also like Splatoon's hub world, you can just tap the areas to warp straight there. Now, how to utilise Amiibo. Well, I have two ideas, and to be honest, we could probably use both of them. Firstly, scanning an Amiibo will unlock clothing for your Mii which he or she could wear whilst walking around the park. The Amiibo could also unlock arcade games in the shops and Nintendo World, or perhaps statues to decorate the park as you choose. Similar to Nintendo Land's capsules, yet you decide where everything goes. The second idea basically is there's a massive toy box in the park. This is where your Amiibos come to life. Now, please tell me if this has been done already, because I have no idea how Disney Infinite or Skylanders work, as neither of them have ever really appealed to me. But basically, you could put your Amiibos within this giant toy box and they would come to life. Here you can run around as your Amiibo and take part in mini-games, not fully fledged games. It's a pretty basic idea that will require a lot more thought, but I think it's the foundation of something that could be really fun. Number 2. Paper Mario. Come on Nintendo, I'm fed up with the fake leaks, the fake rumours, just give me a proper Paper Mario already. Don't get me wrong, I loved Sticker Star, but it just wasn't what I hoped. And I'd really like a return to form, like the original 2 Paper Mario games. An epic overworld, fantastic character design, and a charming story to boot. I'd love to see the sticker concept come back though, but more importantly what we need back is a levelling up system, and partners. The battles were fun in Sticker Star, but you had to ask yourself, what was the point? You could avoid nearly every battle and still clear the game with relative ease. That's not how Paper Mario should play. There's not really a lot else to say here, we just need a really solid, or maybe not so solid, sequel to the Paper Mario games. And the whole world will be happy. Enough said. Number 1. Finally we're down to my most wanted game at E3. A game which I haven't seen requested a lot, but it just seems to make so much sense to me. Kid Icarus Uprising 2. So here's my thoughts. Firstly, Kid Icarus Uprising was incredible. Everything about it was fantastic. Right from its reveal at E3 whenever it was. They did a fantastic job with the characters, dialogue and gameplay. What a shame it would be to not see any of these people again for 20 years. The only niggle I had with the game was some of its controls, which could be easily rectified with the Wii U. I don't visualise the game being much different from the 3DS. You have aerial sections and on-foot sections. The gamepad would allow for much greater controls, you have 2 analog sticks for starters, a touchscreen and motion controls. So the control scheme could be pretty much customizable, I guess. Now, is this a plausible idea? Well, yeah. You see, Sakurai gives a lot of love to his characters. Just look at Smash for example. 3 representatives from one series that has very few games, 2 assist trophies from one game, and a new stage for Kid Icarus on both the Wii U and 3DS game. It's no secret that Sakurai is very fond of his project of reviving Kid Icarus. And so he should be. He did an absolute fantastic job. Now with Smash mostly done, I hope he can focus on something else. Arguably Smash is still growing, but I imagine it takes a little less time to work on pockets of DLC as opposed to a whole game. Uprising also had a fantastic multiplayer mode. Think of a third-person Smash Bros. If this was updated for the big screen, we'd easily have a worthy competitor of Smash and Mario Kart. And if we got amiibo support similar to Splatoon, we'd be in for one hell of a game. If you've played Uprising, I probably don't actually need to convince you anymore. A sequel is such a good idea. For those of you who haven't played it though, make sure you do. Oh, and Pit, don't keep me waiting this time. Well, that's it guys. Thanks for joining me on this journey through my ideas for Nintendo Wii U games. It's been tremendous fun and has got me proper hyped for E3. And with it only being a mere 2 weeks away, some of these ideas may become reality sooner rather than later. Exciting stuff. Be sure to check out my 3DS ideas, and check out my channel for other top 10 lists, Smash ideas and unboxing videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.